if you're a piece of shit, I'm going to fucking tell the world you target the people that twist the faith and go extreme.
Then they're like, yeah, send them home. It's like, fuck what?
The March for Australia is now considered a neo-Nazi event.
We're talking about decades and decades of this shit.
Man, I got 2 kids. I don't want to leave this world knowing that their world's going to be fucked.
You're tuned into the Better Bloke podcast. I'm Matty.
And I'm Rob.
We're just a couple of average blokes who started a charity with one simple mission: to fuck off suicide as the leading cause of death for Aussie men our own age.
We talk shit, ask the big questions, and chat with guests that have been through the ringer and have come out the other side with a story that's worth hearing.
All right, let's get stuck in. We're living in a new age where a person with the right voice or the right message needs nothing more than an iPhone and an internet connection to have some pretty big impacts, to get more ears and eyes than the mainstream media or even the parliament of this country. Today we're with a guy that has done just that, especially over the course of 2025. If you haven't seen him, you've been living under a rock. Known by some as a controversial coach, better known as Big Chocky. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you very much, mate. What a fucking intro that is. That's crack. It's true, man. An iPhone, a shitty tripod that my dog chewed up probably the start of the year, 2 Rode mics, and we're averaging 50 million views every month.
It's about the words, isn't it?
Man, it's the words. Like what I've realized, I am saying what many are thinking, and they're stuck in this, whether it be their work, whether it be a relationship, whether it be their families, they can't say it out loud. So they see my message, they're like, fuck, I'm sharing that. And it's hitting home, you know, like people like myself, Sam Bamford, Two Worlds Collide, we're just saying a message that people obviously want to hear, you know?
Yeah.
It's unreal.
There's been heaps of dudes doing that. Like, blanked on his name, the dude over in the States, a musician guy.
Slow Jack.
Slow Jack.
Great bloke.
He's all over it.
Great bloke.
Obviously, the likes of the Butts Man.
Yeah,
Man's been doing it for years.
Great bloke too, yeah.
And it's really just that unfiltered way to be able to talk direct to people.
Say whatever the fuck we want and speak our mind.
No. So before the controversial coach.
Yep.
So you were like most of these people you're talking about,
Yep.
and you still had all these thoughts.
100%.
You were sitting there going like, this is a fresh bit of bullshit. But at some stage, you decided to, instead of having this conversation with your mates,
Just speak.
you were going to put it on the internet.
Pretty much, man, yeah.
What was that decision like?
Man, so it actually came first from, my background's construction. And during COVID, man, I spoke up heaps on my personal account and it got fucking blasted into the dark ages, bro. I was calling everyone fuckwits. I'm like, why the fuck are you all sitting at home on house arrest? Like, what's going on, sort of thing. And that was my first sort of point at speaking up. But then I lost myself during COVID, man. Alcoholism was really bad. Like I was drinking every day, 10 standards plus every single day, got fat, depressed, hated my life. But then anyway, fast forward, man, got my life back on track. And I actually started talking to the phone to send the message that men need to be men again. Like you need to go out and provide for your family, protect your family, be accountable, like do all these things that men aren't really doing anymore in this day and age. Not all men, but many aren't. So that's how it started, man. Like I just started talking shit, and I'm a coach as well. So I do fitness coaching. I also coach boys that are in recovery from substance use and abuse, which is great, man. I run a thing called Benders to Barbells, it's unreal, man. It's so good seeing people change their lives. But that was where it all stemmed from, man. I just started talking to a camera in my fluoros, walking aside, being like, hey, like, you're a fucking shit dad if you sit at the pub every afternoon. Just stupid shit, right? And then all of a sudden, man, I think I stumbled over, I think it was a story of a pedophile or it was a DV case or something like that. And the sentence that the person got was fuck all. And I was like, that's bullshit. Like I'm talking about it. And it went bonkers. And I was like, people don't watch the news and people liked what I thought of this. So let's try it again. And I did. And it was all like people that fucked around with kids or people that beat their missus. And then I started noticing the pattern. Like I've been told I got good pattern recognition. I started noticing the pattern that the government aren't charging these people seriously, but if you're a resident here, you're fucked, or a citizen, I should say, you're fucked. It's all over. You get fucked over. And I started playing on that. And then I started seeing the immigration thing, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? Why are we getting treated like shit, but these people walk into a country and they get X, Y, Z? And man, it just took off. So that's why I picked it up. Like I picked it up originally just to focus on coaching. And then I started to realize that I prefer just speaking my truth. And the coaching sort of took a back step. And I was like, I'm just pounding these messages home, man. And here we are.
Yeah, it's interesting because
Fucking wild.
It really is like your hot take. It's
That's all it is, man.
what you think about.
Straight away. Like, man, I churn out 2 videos a day every day, and I have for nearly a year now, which is, man, some days I'm like, fuck, what the fuck am I going to talk about? Boom, some fucked up story comes up. And if the way I see it, right, if I get an emotional response out of something in myself when I'm watching something, and I think this government's fucked, or this crime is fucked, someone, like, we need to talk about it, I will. It's literally just a hot take. That's all it is, man. It's a one take. I've scripted maybe 5 videos out of however many I've done. It's all just me, one take, yelling at the fucking phone, this is bullshit. We got to do something about it. Or trying to wake the masses from that slumber of beers, just coasting through life, doing nothing, you know? Like, man, I've got 2 kids. I don't want to leave this world knowing that their world's going to be fucked. At least try, you know? And I think with the message that I'm sending, people are starting to listen and wake up and they're like, something's wrong.
When you see these sort of headlines, right?
Yeah.
You are now a content creator and you have to choose what you're talking about to make sure it's sending the message you want it to send.
Correct.
And a lot of these things we're talking about, especially when it comes to the crime or the immigration, are really nuanced topics.
Yes.
But the algorithms, you know, they do reward that short, sharp take.
Yes.
So how do you try and figure out how you're going to tackle a certain issue when there's such a nuanced debate?
Man, it's so interesting. Like, I call a spade when I do my content, whatever it is. Like, it doesn't matter who they are, I'll call them out, right? But what I've found now, which is a massive issue, is that people are blanket hating, whether it be races or religions. And that's so fucking dangerous. Like, in my opinion, man, we are teetering on the edge of like a Cronulla riots on mass steroids, because there's just all this hate for Muslims because there's been some Muslim extremists, or there's all this hate for Africans because there's been machete crime. Like, yeah, 100% these crimes have been committed by said people, but that does not mean that everyone is bad. And unfortunately, with the content that I've done, and that's why I'm leaning more into long form content as of next year, just to rectify my point very clearly. Like, man, I've said it in countless videos. I've said, I don't care what fucking color you are. I don't care what religion you practice. I don't care where you're from, what race you are, how long you've been in Australia. None of that shit matters to me. If you're a piece of shit, I'm going to fucking tell the world that you're a piece of shit. And if you've got away with it, I'm going to fucking flame the judge for that. And if the government's fucking aided you on it, I'm going to flame the government for doing it. But it doesn't mean I hate all Africans or all Muslims or all fucking Catholic priests that have touched kids. Like, do you know what I mean? Whereas, unfortunately, a lot of people now, they just go straight to blanket hate. They're all a problem.
Yeah, because they see the headline and they judge.
They see the
heart.
Correct. And also the short take, man. Like, in 1 minute, it's very difficult for, this is thanks to social media and scrolling, people take what they want out of content now. They don't listen to a full message. So if I'm sitting there and I'm flaming some bastard for being a piece of shit, they'll look at the color, they'll look at my reaction, or the color of the person, or the religion of the person. They'll look at my reaction, and straight away they're like, they're all bad, when that's not the message I send. So people misconstrue everything quite heavily. But it's sad, man. Like, we're living in 2025, the whole low IQ racism thing's really dumb. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, to solve the problem we're in now, we need unity to then focus on the people that are fucking us from the top.
Yes. Yeah. So that's something we can talk about is
100%.
The racists and people that have those kind of really twisted beliefs.
Man, yeah.
How do you deal with them latching onto your content and being like, he's my guy? Right? Because I don't know, we get that too.
Yeah.
Just because we've said one thing about like, yeah, we support the flag.
Yeah.
Then they're like, yeah, send them home. It's like, fuck the what?
Man, it's very interesting. So you remember the rally on the 31st, the first one in Sydney, right? I had been privy to a conversation prior to that. I knew full well it was organized by neo-Nazis, right? And I didn't know how many there were in my following until I spoke out against it. And I got fucking bombarded for fucking 5 days. Every video, comments, you black cunt, you black this, you black that, you're a fucking, you'd even come here, you fucking go home. The whole lot, right? So what I realized from that is that they were fanboying me because I was pushing the message that they weren't getting across because they were too extreme. And the problem on social media is you can't differentiate your crowd until you start talking about things, right? But I make it very clear time and time again. Like, I probably do the video maybe once a fortnight. No, I'll say once a month. I say, I'm not a racist. But again, I don't give a fuck about all those variables that you guys care about. I just call a spade a spade. But it's tough, man. Like, they do latch the fuck on. And then not only that, you've got the side that latch on and love what you say, and then you've got the side that misconstrue your message and threaten you for what you say. So, man, there are places in Sydney now that I've been told I definitely should not fucking go to. Heaps of death threats. Man, there's been threats to my kids, threats to my missus. And I just think to myself, like, you're getting triggered over my content, but you're not talking to me about it. You're just assuming that I hate everyone. Pretty piss poor, in my opinion. Like, and I'll call a spade again. Like, that's pretty weak behavior. And I've had some guys come at me real hard and heavy, like, we're going to fucking do this and that in a message. And I'll talk to the man, and we'll end up sending voice memos to each other. And by the end of it, we're on level playing field. We understand, because I'm happy to talk to anyone.
Again, it's because that nuance was lost over a minute.
Exactly.
So we can probably take that to the IBC, right? We were at the International Brawling Championships on Friday night.
Correct.
I was talking to Rob, who didn't make this podcast. He's setting up a Christmas tree with his kids. He's doing dad shit.
He's doing a dad thing. He's allowed.
He's doing dad things, so shout out Rob. But he said you had a bunch of interactions with some fans and then some other guys that weren't necessarily fans. You met some Muslim guys.
Yeah. So three boys sat down in front of me, man, and I'm actually still talking to one, like, now, 4 days later or whatever it is. He's a great bloke, man. And they were sitting 2 rows in front of me before I came down onto the floor. And straight away, man, I had a feeling they knew me. Like, you can feel when someone's talking about you. And first, one guy turned around, he put his hand out and he goes, "Man, I respect everything you say." And I was like, "Oh, this took me back." He goes, "You stay consistent with your message about extremism. He said, it's not about us. He said, it's about everyone that's extreme." He goes, "I respect that." But one of his mates that was there pretty much made it very clear, like, he had no respect for my message, like, full side eye. Didn't want to really have a conversation with it. By the end of our interaction, he actually shook my hand. He goes, "I got it all wrong." He's like, "I respect you." Now, whether or not it's true and he just wanted to end the conversation, I don't know. But from my reading of the body language and the way that it went, he actually did come around and he's like, "Oh, he doesn't hate all of us at all." Like, and I make something very clear, man, and I'm sure you have people that are practicing Muslims that listen. I want to make something very, very clear to all of them as well. I will never disrespect the Quran. I will never disrespect their prophet, because to me, that's like someone disrespecting the Bible and Jesus Christ. Man, I know Christians that would go to war if someone burnt a Bible, as I know Muslim boys would go to war if someone burnt the Quran. That's wrong. You shouldn't never attack the religion for what its base is. You target the people that twist the faith and go extreme. And that's what I said to these guys. I said, "Man, I'll never disrespect what you guys believe in, but I will speak against those that twist what you believe in to do evil things." Same as Christians, man. You look at some neo-Nazis, man. They're staunch Christians. They're still pieces of shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Throughout history, there has been religion that has been twisted 100%. To justify terrible things.
Exactly right, man.
That's kind of what I would assume you're pushing back against.
100%, man. It's not about the religion at the core. It's about people doing horrible things and using their religion to either allow it to happen or use it as like almost a thing to hide behind. Like, you look at all the pedophiles in the Catholic Church, man. Does that mean all Catholics are bad? No. Do we talk about it all the time? Everyone talks about the pedophiles in the church. Are all Catholics persecuted? No. So then it's the same message when I target an Islamic extremist. I don't think they're all bad, but I think that's lost in just, again, the minute. You know?
So that's something that I think we all kind of find contentious about these issues, is when we're talking about anything where there's a minority involved.
Yeah, man.
So, you know, the majority of your content is punching up.
Yeah,
you go
fucking oath.
You go pretty hard on the government,
politicians,
all of that. It's all punching up, or the guilty.
Yeah,
the guys that have actually done the crime.
Found guilty, yes.
Yeah, so I think that's a strong reason why it resonates with a lot of people. You're not taking cheap shots.
Nah.
But at its face, if you are doing a story on an African dude with a machete, people are quicker to jump in to defend based on minority.
Correct.
And I think that's probably why that came 100%.
About. Either defend or jump on and go against the minority. So it's both sides, man. It's pretty fucking dangerous at the moment.
Yeah. With the March for Australia thing, you found yourself, because you knew about the neo-Nazi stuff,
called it out.
but but then you were getting kind of heat from both sides.
Fucking hate, bro. I thought I was going to get cancelled by everyone. They're like, fuck you, you weak cunt. And then the Nazis were coming at me for being black. And then all the Aussies were like, oh, so you just want to keep making videos? It's like,
yeah, he's a show pony. He's not actually standing up.
Do you know what's really interesting, man? And I don't know when this will be released, right? But there's going to be legislation that's about to come out, and I'm pretty sure it's already been drafted and public. The March for Australia is now considered a neo-Nazi event. So when that comes out, you dumb fucks, I told you. You know, and that's what it is, man. Like, I warn people. I just tell my truth. I stay authentic. I don't want to blur who I am. I don't want to lie to people about anything. But I called that out for what it was because I knew. I fucking knew. I heard about it and I said it. People didn't like me for it. That's okay. But now when the truth comes out, which it did over time anyway, and we all saw what happened, now what?
Well, that's a good question. Now what?
Now what?
Because I guess the core ideology behind that march was, you know, in patriotic and a national pride sort of
100%.
stuff, which isn't a bad thing.
Not at all.
And that is part of the message you're pushing, right?
100.
You want that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we step forward and do, I don't know if it's the march thing, but like how do we gather people like that did to actually take some sort of stand?
Man, it's a great question. I've been stewing on it for a long time. It's a really hard one to answer at this point because the marches were great. The March for Australia has been great. Irrespective of those behind it, it went well, right? But the small percentage of people with the government that we're dealing with now have ruined it. Like the NSN being involved, unfortunately, have ruined it, right? But where to from here, I don't know, because people are now hesitant to continue to march because what's it going to solve? Like we saw a march in the UK of 1 million plus. It changed fuck all. And that's a worry. Like if we could put 1 million people in Sydney and it changes nothing, then what? People are getting frustrated because we've got no way out at this point. And that's a real issue. So in my opinion, with what I'm trying to do, it's to continue to wake people up and say, wake up, fuckhead, pay attention to what's happening, like get educated about what's going on. I pray that come voting time with state elections and then the federal, we can make some sort of change. But again, there's a part of me that thinks they're two wings of the same bird. And that's another whole issue, man. Like we don't want to see, and I know many of the listeners will probably think we do want to see it, but we don't want to see what happened to Nepal and Mexico here. Because unfortunately, if people resort to violence, the government will just fly through laws and legislations and it'll be really ugly here. Like we aren't like Nepal or Mexico. They're third world, man. They're not like us. The rules are different. The way that they're governed is different. The way that the system comes down on them is different. I don't even think we'd be able to do it here. And you don't want to see that shit. So I think we need to unite on a different front. So instead of it being marches, people need to get behind those that can actually make change in the country. In saying that, man, people keep telling me to run for politics. I couldn't think of anything worse personally. I prefer to continue to commentate and help people out. Like I have a voice now that people will listen to. So if an independent came up and I was like, fuck yeah, man, he could make change, I'll get behind it. So to any listener, like if you have an education behind you and you think you could get in there and make change and you've got the funds to run as an independent or someone to sponsor you, go and do it. Reach out to people like me and others that can help you.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a problem is the younger crowd are kind of so disenfranchised by politics because like I'm 31, right?
Yep.
For as long as I can remember, it's just been the same bullshit.
It is, man.
Since I was in high school, that was when we had like Rudd, Julie Gillard, it was chop changing. And then since then, it's been what it's been.
Yeah.
Right. It kind of feels like no matter who you're voting for,
we end up with the
same situation, which is a bit of a product of our voting system to start with.
Agreed.
But we have seen there are some other parties on the rise.
There are. I think, man, One Nation's flying right now.
Yeah, so it's an interesting thing to talk about because obviously she's super controversial. She's doing a whole bunch of stuff. Always has been. But she's, double the votes in the polls than the Greens.
Yeah, man.
And she's gone up crazy percents.
In the past months, bro, it's flying.
Past months. She's hit the highest ratings she has since 1998.
Yeah.
if that doesn't show there's a shift
Yeah.
in the culture of Australia, and it's following suit with what's happening in all these other countries, the UK, as you said, obviously Trump getting in has shifted the whole thing over there.
Yep.
And also, I think what's interesting about her, if you take out the burqa stunt and some of the stuff that gets deemed racist and whatever, she's advocating for things that are not necessarily a left or right thing.
No.
So she's talking about taxing the big corporates, affordable housing, stopping Coles and Woolies charging us for bags.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things that are really reasonable that
Things
aren't
that
left
help
right.
Australians.
Yeah, it's not a left or right thing.
Correct.
So I think even people that are on either side of the spectrum can start to be like,
Meet halfway, maybe.
yeah, rent is getting a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, 100%. Man, and this is the thing I don't understand about the extreme left now, and I think a lot of lefties are extreme, which is crazy. It's like they fucking hate everything about this country. And I don't understand that. Like, these are kids that have grown here, or born here, sorry, grown up here, and now they fucking hate it. Like, it's something that really baffles me, man. Like, the amount of brainwashing that has gone into these people to completely just twist and warp their mind has baffled me, man. Like, I know some lefties, but they're not extreme, man. Like, they don't want trannies in schools, but then you've got people that support that. You've got people that are supporting drag queens at children's events, you know? And I think you are spot on. Like, Pauline brings a new light. She brings a new hope. And I think that's what people want. But at the same time, I always have my reservations when it comes to politicians. I'm like, is she going to get in and just come in and say, fuck all you, I'm going the same way that they were? I gotcha.
Yeah,
How do we know? You know, and some of the listeners will probably be like, he's a dumb cunt for saying that. And man, who knows? We don't know until she gets in.
no, and I think a lot of people are probably thinking, fuck it can't be any worse. Right? And they could be right.
True, they could be right, man. So maybe she is the saving grace that we need. I mean, you look back on her history in politics, she's warned us of everything that's happened right now. And she stayed there throughout them trying to get rid of her for fucking years.
Yeah, and it's what I cannot believe I'm sitting on a couch saying this about her.
Yeah, man.
Right? Because you asked me 10 years ago, I was not on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
But I think they've just lost so much trust.
Man.
Like, everything that's been done is just not sort of hit the right chords.
No, not at all. Man, I said this on a podcast I was on just today. There was a bloke that I follow. I'm going to forget his name. Maybe Matt Cameron might be his name. He's a business and lives in Bali or Thailand now. He was in a meeting in Dubai, I believe. It was a reel that he did. And everyone in Dubai was laughing at Australia. And he went on to say that everyone's laughing because we're the only resource-rich nation, but everyone is fucking poor. You can't make that make sense, man. Like,
No.
they're raping our country, but we're getting nothing for it.
We've been talking for years about taxing these corporations, right? You ask anyone in the street, they'll be like, yeah, we support it. Tax the fuckers. Why is this not happening?
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
It doesn't make sense, man. It's something that, like, man, I've pondered on that for so long, and I'm like, it just doesn't make sense. It's like they just want to keep pushing us down to the point where we rely on them completely, and then what? We get nothing for it, you know? We're stuck in this time where they literally hate us. They care about their own growth, their own wealth, and that's that. It's sad, man. Like, someone was talking to me about it, and they were like, man, Australia could be a Dubai. Like, we could be proper rich, but we're not. Why? Don't know.
Yeah,
There's no explanation, man.
Yeah, it's not. And it's not like this is something that's happened in a couple of years.
Nope.
We're talking about decades and decades of this shit.
Yeah.
And
It's been a slow boil, man.
like,
We're stuck in the pot.
and you see these clips in Parliament House where someone's asked a fairly simple question.
Do you know the worst thing about Parliament is that all the questions are scripted too. They have to be approved before you ask them. So that even goes to show that the system's even more fucked than we think. You know, like, what sort of Parliament? They're probably all the fucking same, but like, at least allow people to ask whatever the fuck they want. You know, don't have to make sure the question's going to be like, oh, that's okay. You know, it's fucking, man, it's a really, really worrying time. Like, man, I've got friends now that are starting to look at leaving the country. And that's a worry. Like, when people see that the only option is to go, what's going on?
Yeah, well, there has been a lot of people doing that.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen a bunch of guys like that guy you mentioned earlier that has fucked off.
They're all
Dubai.
fucking off.
They're living in Bali. The tax structures are getting ridiculous.
Yep.
It's harder to conduct business. Like, man, hiring staff. It's
You
all
really,
difficult.
you really can't blame people for leaving at this point.
No, and especially like small business, very, very difficult.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of all that tax stuff, but also just the power given to the corporations.
Exactly right.
Right. So it's how the hell are you supposed to compete with that?
It's a worry, man. It's like this is the one thing people ask me. They're like, "Where do you see us in 5 years?" And I'm like, "Man, to be honest, I don't know anymore. Like, I always like to say I'm an optimist, but man, like the trajectory that we're on, unless there's big change, man, it looks shit.
It's pretty scary. You know, Timo now has warehouses inside Australia for faster dispatch.
Also fucked.
So it's like
How do you compete?
no one's going to compete with that.
How do you compete with and they are the most addicting act, bro. Like, have you been on it before?
On Timo,
Yeah.
I bought some posters off there.
Bro.
But
it's like you're gambling. Like, they just give you shit. They're like, oh, ding, 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 ding. You've won 50% off or something. And it's like, I'm going to use this motherfucker again.
Yeah, man. I did up some posters for my house and I'm like, sweet, I'm going to design them up, print them down at Officeworks.
Yeah.
$19 to print a poster.
Yeah.
And then I'm ordering stuff for like $3.
And that's the
And it's coming printed on like plastic. It's sick.
And how do you compete with that?
No, it's
You can't.
but the government are the people in charge that should be like, all right, little red flag here.
Yeah.
If we go down this trajectory, use some of those economists to figure out what's going to happen down the track if this keeps happening. Because we're seeing all these businesses shut.
Everything's going offshore.
Yeah.
Everything. We've got no industry of our own anymore, man. Like, and that's a fucking concern too. Realistically, man, like if all because my old man always says people haven't felt hurt yet in Australia. Like, you hear about kids complaining they can't buy homes, but like, you can still buy your groceries. You've still got your phone working. You've still got power. You've still got toilet paper, as an example. But Dad always says to me, he goes, what happens when they run out of fuel? What happens when your power goes off? What happens when your grocery stores are empty? Because we are now relying on nearly everything to come from somewhere else. Like, I remember reading a thing, someone can fact check me if they want. We've got like maybe 100 days of fuel or maybe less in the nation. So if the boats stop, 100 days isn't a very fucking long time. If shit hits the fan worldwide, then what?
Yeah, if trucks stop in this country, we're in
Bro,
trouble.
We're fucked in this country. Like, we're so large and you got no fuel, then what? You know, and these are things that, man, I'm not educated enough, nor do I have the answers for these things, but like, you've got to ask these questions to the people that can answer them and say, what the fuck do we do?
Yeah, and then they do that stutter thing.
And they go like,
don't seem very competent.
Exactly right, man. And this is the thing. Like, we need to bring industry back to Australia. I think that's number one, 100%. But again, the cost. Is it ever going to happen? Probably fucking not.
Yeah, it's hard. Like with our merch, right? So
Yeah.
I'm big on trying to do as much as I can here.
Yeah, 100%.
So definitely, like, all the printing and stuff happens on the Gold Coast here with one of the local boys.
Yeah, sick.
But honestly, the cost of printing just the ink on the shirt, I could buy 2 t-shirts off Temu
Exactly right.
to put the print on.
Exactly right.
Right?
Yeah, it's crazy. You look at big brands that like buy merch now and they're in Australia. They're getting it overseas for maybe $1, $2, depending on how big their order is, and they're selling it for $80-$90. But if you do your merch and everything within Australia, man, you're spending maybe $60, depending on how big your order is, but you're sending between $40 to $60 a piece, and you're making fuck all on it, but you're still trying to support Aussie business. But at what point do you say this isn't?
Well, the consumer won't pay it. That's the thing. Like, people want to buy local,
Yeah,
but they want to pay 10% more.
exactly right,
Right?
man.
They're not going to pay double.
No. And then you take it that step further. Imagine if you wanted to make your shirts in Australia. Holy fuck, man.
Yeah.
No one's going to pay $150 for a printed shirt.
No, there's companies down south, and they actually make a big deal of Australian cotton shirts.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Australian cotton that gets sent over to Bangladesh to get turned into shirts and then brought back
brought back.
because that's still cheaper than doing it here.
Which is insane, man.
It's mental.
It's crazy, man. And this is the biggest problem that we're looking at. Like, it's just cheaper to do everything elsewhere now because our government have ruined it. Fucking just fucked it.
You brought up your dad earlier.
Yes.
Now, I was reading an article about him just before, and they said
Yeah.
your dad was a troublemaker the medical establishment wish would go away. Now, that sounds familiar. How much of an influence was this old man on you?
Huge influence, bro. He is the reason why I speak out. Like, he was to the point where I actually think I saw this fucking argument on Bloke's Advice the other day. They were arguing about 9/11. And a lot of people were saying, oh, it was the planes. And heaps of other boys in there were saying, it's not fucking planes. Planes can't do that. I remember watching it, man, before school one day. Within a week, Dad was like, planes can't do that. This is when I was a boy. So in terms of the medical industry stuff, he is probably one of the leading medicinal cannabis advocates Australia's ever had. He was the first to own a license for industrial hemp. He was the first to own a license for medicinal hemp, like growing. When I was 8, I think it was, they took his licenses away for whatever reason. When they took his license away, he had 3 big fucking paddocks full of pot. And when I say full of pot, man, it was as fucking tall as you, right? And each paddock was probably the size of a football field. I'll never forget, man, I was sitting there playing Nintendo with me mate. Dad's out in the field doing whatever, and I hear 8 cars coming down the driveway. I'm like, oh, fuck, what's going on? Walk out, big cop, gun out. He goes, where's your dad? And I'm like, oh, shit, what's going on? So that was the first time Dad got done and raided. They worked it out, and I think in the papers it was $6.1 million worth of pot street value. And it's funny because Dad, I guess it's fucking genius. It does my head in. He's so smart. Genetically modified all the plants so there was no THC in it. He said you could smoke a whole fucking you could smoke the whole crop and not get high. So he managed to get out of that with a good behavior bond. But because of this, it obviously put him into jeopardy with the medical board. And then he went on to do pretty much the same thing again, man, when I was 15 or 16. So he got deregistered as a doctor. He still kept treating people because, man, great story. An example I can give, there was a child that came to see him, man, no quality of life. Like we're talking 100 seizures a week sort of thing. Couldn't walk, couldn't ride a bike, couldn't talk properly. I think it was 5 or 6 off the top of my head. And within 2 months of working with Dad, it went to like 10 a month. So why wouldn't you keep fucking doing it? Fuck what the government is saying. You're saving someone's life. And that's why he kept doing it. So then, yeah, fast forward, I think I would have been 15, 16. Dad, smart motherfucker, decided to go on a current affair, live TV on a Sunday night, show the world where he was making fucking pot in our attic, right? Camera fucking followed him up the stairs, into the left room, into the fucking wardrobe. Like followed him the whole way. Sunday night at Ed, Tuesday morning, fucking I'd already gone to school. And Mum goes, she called me while I was at school. Dad's been arrested again. He's fucking facing life in jail, blah, 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 blah. And they were some pretty hefty charges again. He actually was facing life. They put him on remand for 6 months. It was all commercial cultivate, commercial supply, proceeds of crime, and another one that I've forgotten. And then, fuck, there was 100 things in the list that they took, like 10 kilos of pot, 15 litres of oil. Like it was a lot. And he beat the case on medical necessity. So he had a jury case. Medical necessity for the listeners means that what he was doing was a necessity to people to stop them from dying. So he was actually helping them. And that's why, man, I speak up, because I've watched my dad fight a system that was against him all of my life, man. All of my 29 years, he said, fuck you. I know this works. I know it helps. And I'm going to keep doing it. And that's exactly why I am, man. It takes a lot of sack to do it, man, and it's caused a lot of trauma and like trials and tribulations in our family. But look, in my opinion, it's a very selfless thing. Do I think I'd go to the level that Dad has? Probably not, because I fucking love my kids, and I'm not saying he doesn't love me, but facing or losing everything, like losing your medical license, is pretty fucking big when you're a doctor. Spending time in jail, like your name's shamed, everything goes to shit. But sometimes, man, you've got to do what you've got to do for the greater good. Because now look, you know.
I was about to say,
now look, man.
It's kind of wild that he did all this, what's that, 10, 15 years ago? If he did that today, it's like, yeah.
It's normal. Good on you.
So he was right the whole time. It's just the legislation hadn't caught up.
Not only that, man, he didn't want them dipping their hands in his pockets. So when it did become legal, he said, you can all go get fucked. Which it baffles me, because it's like it could have been his time to shine. He could have come out and said, well, I told you so, and I'm going to get on board now, and here you can take your fucking tax money. But instead he's like, fuck you. I'm not doing it. Go fuck yourself. So look, it is what it is. But yeah, he's the reason why I do speak a lot. And like I owe a lot to him because of that. Because not many, unfortunately, man, a lot of parents now tell you to live a safe life, which I can understand. They don't want you to think outside the box. They don't want you to take risks. They don't want you to try that new thing, open a business or whatever. And he's like, if you think you can do it, go. Good luck. And here I am.
One of your taglines is speak the truth no matter what.
100%.
But like you said, there might be some things that you don't want to touch on. Is there anything, and you don't have to tell me what it is, that you're like, that's too much for me?
Not really when I think of it. Like, there are things that I don't talk about that I see in the news. So, like, if there's gang crime, I'm not going to talk about that because it's criminals targeting criminals. But it's like, it's not that I don't want to talk about it. It's like I don't have a need to because they have their own life. You know, they've got their own underworld. I'm not part of that life. I let them go. In terms of things that I don't really go towards, I don't think there's anything I haven't really covered, man, like that I can think of. I've targeted everyone that is a piece of shit, really.
In terms of negative backlash, so obviously you've had those threats and stuff like that. Is there any unexpected ones? People close to you maybe saying, "Oh, yeah, probably back off a little bit," or no?
The missus did it for a while, but that was more so when it was growing. But I think it was just out of like a protective thing. She didn't want to see me get hurt or it fail, which is normal. But now it's at the level it's at. She's just like, people agree. Do what you got to do. And I'm like, yeah, cool. But other than that, man, no, not really. I think, like I said, the silent majority agree from what I see. So, yeah, there's not much, man.
Yeah, well, clearly when you're doing that many millions of views per month.
Yeah, it's fucked. Yeah. It's fucking wild, man. So, yeah, no, not really, man. I think all of the backlash has been pretty expected to some extent.
So back to where we kicked it off, where anyone with a phone can essentially reach as many people as possible, right? Yep. That's true to an extent. We get comments like, take microphones away from boys and stuff like that. But the fact that they're saying it is probably because you're saying something that the algorithm deems fit to go out there. There's a lot of guys talking shit into camera that don't get any views, right?
Yeah.
And this is having an impact on echo chambers, what people are consuming.
Yeah.
You know, people will consume from you and the likes of other people that have similar messages, Lee Priest, Slow Jack, Buttsmart, the list goes on.
100.
While other people will be Abby Chatfield, XXX, that side of things. Do you think overall it's been a positive thing to get other messages out there, or it might have increased the divisiveness in society?
This is a great question, man. If you'd asked me this 2 months ago, I probably would have said it's purely been for good. But I think now, with the level of the just fucking stupid behavior of just blanket hate, I actually think it has gone towards being divisive, and that pisses me off because people aren't understanding the message I'm sending. They're assuming one thing and they're just running with it. And that it's sort of upsetting because it's like, how can you not see past, or how can you blur the lines so heavily? At the same time, though, I think there is heaps of positive out of it because, man, I've had countless, like thousands, hundreds of thousands of messages from people that have said, if I stumbled across your stuff 3 years ago, I would have thought you were wrong. But now they're like, you're fucking right. And especially mums that are like, they tell me about things that have happened in daycares, schools, or things that are happening to their kids. And they're like, can you talk about it? Like, we don't have the voice to. So it's cool, man. It's cool to see people sort of rise up, get behind the message and punch up, which is great. I think the divisiveness that has come, unfortunately, from some content that I've done and where people are now punching down, it shits me up the fucking wall. But again, man, it's social media. Like, you can't expect everyone to understand everything off face value. And that's unfortunate, but fact, you know? I think the whole doom scrolling thing and people's memory spans getting shorter and just people probably getting dumber as well from it, it doesn't help. What can I do to rectify it? What I'm doing now, talking about it, you know, putting it out there. And man, I don't know if I said it before, I did a reel this morning saying like, stop fucking blanket hating people because it's dumb. You know, I still get backlash from reels like that from my normal followers. I don't give a fuck. I don't need to make all of my followers happy with every reel that I do. If we can agree on 75%, cool. If you don't agree with the 25% where I'm saying stop being a stupid fuck, it doesn't bother me. I'm still going to speak what I think.
You tell them what they can do on every single reel.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly right, man. Fuck off. You know, it's that simple. But what's very interesting actually is the reels where I try and spread the message of unity, they fucking are throttled hard. It's probably the algorithm. Really.
It is. So it's this algorithm that rewards them versus them debate, right? Because that's what lights up. Then there's an argument in the comment section, and then that becomes a responsibility of the content creator, right? You yourself are a pretty, I guess, well thought out, articulate, intellectual guy, and you have strong morals and ethics. You're a godly man. You kind of know what you're doing. Whereas some content creators, and like myself, and I'm sure you deal with this, you have to balance what you really want to say and what's important with just a little bit of spice to get it going.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then some content creators go, fuck it, I'm getting paid.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to monetize this shit.
Yeah.
And they're not even saying what they believe anymore at this stage.
Which is just piss poor, man. If you're a sellout cunt, you fuck off.
Yeah, but some people are doing it. They're doing it like under the guise of comedy, which is different.
Oh, different.
That's
if you're
different.
if you're talking with what I talk about, if you sell out, you're a piece of shit. But other stuff, completely wrong.
You would have seen some of those like super right-wing American dudes just dropping M-bombs and stuff like that. It's like comedy, but it's not really comedy. It's just them talking shit. Yeah. And it's just straight up hate spreading.
Yeah.
And like they're obviously booming.
Yeah, huge. Man, what I find interesting actually to do with the algorithm, and this is more for the followers as well, you may not know or you may know, when I do a post that targets extreme Islamists, it fucking goes ballistic. When I do a post that targets extreme Israelis, it gets throttled to the motherfucking shit. Now, that's pretty divisive. Why? Clearly, someone wants to push hate for another group. And that's wrong, man. Like, extremism for everything else goes fucking batshit crazy. That one group, it gets throttled. And I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, that's bullshit. Man, go look at my videos. Because I get the same engagement on the same days. There's something going on there which is wrong.
There's definitely keyword things
100%.
I've seen.
Yeah.
So
even on TikTok, you would have seen that they banned the juice emoji. You hear about that?
No.
Bro, you use the juice emoji in TikTok, you're out.
I've missed something here. Why?
Jews.
Oh, Jews.
Jews. So
Jews.
people use
Gotcha.
the juice emoji to refer to them.
Yeah,
They've now
okay.
banned that. Like, that is a trigger. You're fucked.
Yeah, there you go.
Crazy, right?
I've noticed things like obviously the word Nazi, but also Andrew Tate.
Yeah,
Like,
yep.
saying that name will get it throttled.
Nick Fuentes, say that, throttled. Fucked.
Yeah. So there's things that are happening to sort of, I guess, control the flow of media.
Exactly right, man.
Which is
And it makes you wonder why. Like I said this morning in my reel, I said they want a religious war. Because if you have a religious war, you've got one side fighting another side. Who benefits from that? Because it's not these guys. Someone else just comes and bulldozes everything and says, we're going to do whatever the fuck we want now. So it's a real concern, man. Like, I'm starting to see it more and more and more on social media. Man, like, what I don't understand as well, there are accounts that literally spread blanket hate on social media and they don't get taken down, which then makes me think, well, what the fuck's going on there? Like, why is that even allowed? That's not the point of social media. You're not there to tell the world that everyone in that sector of whatever life they're in is fucked. That's so wrong. You know what I mean? It's fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, the moderation game's interesting. Is that something you're concerned about, that you'll wake up one day and things will be gone?
I have worried about it before, but I feel as though if they shut someone like me down, everyone's going further extreme.
And
Way further extreme.
And that's what happens, because then they're essentially martyring you.
Exactly right. Look at Charlie Kirk. Like, Charlie Kirk is the best example, man. Charlie Kirk died. Everyone listens to Nick Fuentes now. And he's a wild motherfucker. Like, I don't agree with the things that he says as a whole. He has a lot of great content. There are some things that he says that are fucking pretty rogue. But who else are people listening to, man? Charlie Kirk was the most moderate. So they shut him down and people go to Nick. And it's like, I'm not sitting here trying to say I'm a Charlie Kirk, but we use the same example. I am a semi-moderate voice in Australia. If they shut me down, where's the next stop? What happens then? And that's something that they should probably think about before shutting me down if they want to do that. Because then what?
Yeah, it's wild to think about, man. It's wild to think about.
Yeah, it's fucked. It's fucked.
You've done a pretty cool thing with this Christmas giveaway, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So, funnily enough, and this is probably the first podcast I've said it on, I was approached by an online casino and they said, hey, man, you've got great engagement, great reach. Do you want to promote? And I was like, right, tell me the ins and outs. And they were going to give me cash injection, 40 grand straight up before I even gave them anything. So guys, if you're listening, these cunts think money is nothing and they don't care about you or your pocket, right? They're going to give me 40 G straight up to do one story a week for 8 weeks. And I was sitting there and I was like, 40 grand, that's a nice cash injection. But I was like, it goes against everything I've grown. Like if I sell out to an online casino, I'd sell out my political views for nothing, right? So I was laying in bed one night, and I just texted the dude who reached out. I was like, nah, not happening. Not a fucking chance. And I was like, I'm going to do a Christmas giveaway. So that night, man, I came up with all of them, made the GoFundMe, laying in bed, fucking falling asleep, waking up, like, got it all done, launched it the next day. And in 7 days, man, we raised 40 grand. And pretty much the goal is to give a minimum of $1,000 to the families that are chosen. And they can either apply for help or they can refer another family for help. So far, we've had 670 something fucking applications. So unfortunately, we don't have 670 grand to help everyone, but we've helped 10 families thus far. And as of tomorrow, man, it's going to be every day. I'm just going to start pumping out the rest of it for Christmas month. But the ones that we've helped so far, man, we're really struggling. So it's been a cool thing, man, to see the community that I've built rally around other Aussies and just say, hey, man, we're all in. Like, we're here to help. And it's fucking cool, man. Like, I called a young lad the other day, and this story sort of hits close to home. His mum had put him in for it, so I called her first. And I said, hey, like, your son's won. And she goes, oh, my God, thank you so much. He's going to love it. Came from a background of addiction, crime, been in and out of jail. He's now got a young son and a missus, and they lost everything in some floods in New South Wales. And I called him and I said, hey, man, I just want to know, like, you've won $1,000 for Christmas. He goes, no, I haven't. I said, yeah, you have, bro. And he goes, who the fuck are you? And I was like, I explained everything. And he goes, man, I've never won anything in my life. He said, because of my past, he goes, I thought I'd never, ever win anything in my life. He goes, I just thought I had karmic debt. Like, I was never going to get anywhere, achieve anything. And it gave me the opportunity to have a heart to heart with this kid. And I was like, man, I've been there. Like, I haven't done jail, but I've plenty of fucking questionable shit in my time. I've been addicted to plenty of bad shit too. And I said, man, never let yourself believe that you can't achieve anything, you know? And the kid fucking started crying on the phone. He's like, man, thank you so much. And he sent me a photo the other day of all the groceries because I give it in gift cards. I'll never get cash. Fuck that. He sent me a photo. He goes, man, this is the most groceries I've seen in my life. And I was like, fuck yeah, like, that's awesome. Like, people like you and I, we probably take that weekly grocery shop for granted. But to get a message of like, man, thank you. Like, and that's thanks to all of you, you know? It's fucking awesome. So I really want to see if I can get into that sort of avenue after this ends. I don't know how. I've got no idea how or why or whatever, or who will help. But it's a cool thing, man, being able to give back. Like, the gift of giving is such an awesome thing. Like, if you're in a point where you can help, why not help? So it's fucking unreal.
That's my favorite part about Bloke's advice.
Yeah, man.
Is when we get to do stuff like that. And it's because you've got hundreds of thousands of people.
Bro, you guys have helped like people, like so many people, man. I've been in that group. Fuck. It's been around for how many years now?
It'll be 10 years next year.
Bro, yeah. I remember seeing it as a kid, man. And I was like, these guys are cool.
Yeah.
And now look, man, like there's some awesome stories in there all the time. Nearly every day there's a great story.
Yeah, and coming into Christmas time, it sort of amps up.
Bro, people are giving away PlayStations and like giving away this.
I got the coolest one happening at the moment. We'll release a video on this soon. Don't tell the kids. But one of the boys had a CRF 50, a dirt bike.
Yeah.
And he's like, look, I could sell it, but you know what? I want to give it away to a dad that needs to like help his kids, right? So we put up the post and obviously it went crazy.
Naturally.
I put up a little public post saying how good's this legend, share the joy. And then Rival Inc., one of the motocross sort of graphics joint, hit us up. They said we'll kit it out. So the bike's over there at the moment getting fresh, like Bloke's advice, Better Bloke, Rival Inc. graphics.
That's sick.
The kids are super into their NRL team. So we got the Broncos on one side, Rabbitohs on the other.
Sick.
And like, wait till this video
comes
out.
That's fucking awesome, man.
So that sort of stuff. And I think that leans into some of the stuff that you talk about. That's what Australia is.
Yeah, man.
Mateship, camaraderie, looking after one another. If we can't rely on this government,
we got to rely on each other.
We got to do what we can for each other. And I think that's super, super important.
Yeah, man, 100%. And that's why I did it. Like, it's like show people that we still care about one another, man. Like, do you remember the bushfires pre-COVID where I think New South Wales South Coast just burnt to shit, and everyone fucking helped everyone, man. It was awesome. Unfortunately, the Red Cross got $6 million and gave out fucking one, right? And whatever the fuck they do. But it showed that people were happy to get behind Aussies again. So if we can bring that back, man, you'll probably see a lot more unity between communities, because that is exactly what's fucking needed. Like, no more divide. Be there for the people. Call out the grubs like we all do. Continue to do that. But bring unity back, man. Be there for your neighbor. Man, even I got asked yesterday, they were like, do you still think people speak to each other on the same street? And I was like, probably not like it used to be. Man, I used to be able to knock on my neighbors' doors on like every house in the street, and I'd know who they were. I knew it'd be safe if something was going wrong. If they had kids, I knew the kids. Now, man, like a lot of blokes would agree that it doesn't exist in Australia anymore. Man, if I don't know where my son is on his bike, and we're somewhere that's not like my street, I'm freaking the fuck out. Where's the little bastard gone? Come back. You're gone too far away. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's crazy, man. So we definitely need to bring that sense of community back.
Yeah, no, it's changing times for sure.
For sure.
I want to get you back next year when Rob's here.
Done.
And I really want to talk about the parenting thing.
Oh, yeah, right. Done.
More importantly, Rob wants to talk about that.
Yeah.
That's his kettle of fish.
Yeah, cool.
So we'll loop back for that.
100%, man.
But other than that, I think that's probably enough to round us out.
For sure.
It was an awesome chat.
Man, thank you for having me.
We're going to drop it this Wednesday.
Sick.
Right, so straight after the IBC fight night. So it's all super relevant.
Mad.
So, yeah.
Unreal, man. Thank you.
Hope everyone enjoyed that chat. You can jump on our website, betterblokeproject.org, to see our upcoming events and also all the other podcasts we've done. We'll link all the stuff down below. The Christmas giveaway GoFundMe, we'll put that in there too.
For sure.
Put some cash there. It's going to a good cause.
100%.
Anything else they should check out?
Man, that's it. At this point in time, I took all my stuff out and I just put the giveaway in. So that's all I care about at this point, man.
Sweet. Rob's not here to round us out, so you're going to round us out straight down the barrel of that camera. Give us your best sign out.
Thanks for joining us, blokes. And that's my take from the controversial coach. If you don't like it, fuck off. Chocky out.
Thanks for tuning in. If you got anything out of this, be sure to show some love on whatever it is that you're listening on, and follow us across all our socials.
If you want to know more, head to betterblokeproject.org, where you can learn about the programs we deliver, find out about upcoming events, and donate to the cause of building better blokes.